Hi, David Johnson with pickleballtournaments.com, here to do a frequently asked questions video on the UTPRs, the ratings that the US APA uses for sanctioned tournaments. Remember, this rating is designed to be used for entry into sanctioned tournaments and seedings within sanctioned tournaments. I don't have a UTPR. How is my first UTPR calculated? First, you can get your initial UTPR by playing in your first qualified tournament. You will enter into the event and you'll start playing. And your UTPR will be initialized at the average of the other players within your event. That will be your starting 4-digit UTPR. As you play the matches in that event, you will go up or down based on your wins. And you'll come out of the event then with your adjusted 4-digit UTPR. So for example, you may enter into a 3.5 event and your initial rating would be 3.726 based on the average of the players. You may then play up or down based on your wins and your rating will adjust accordingly. Where do I find my ratings? Ratings are available only to US APA members as a benefit of belonging to the US APA. You can find your ratings by logging into either usapa.org or pickleballtournaments.com. What is the difference between a 2-digit UTPR and a 4-digit UTPR? 2-digit UTPRs are calculated on a quarterly basis. January, April, July, and October 1st, your 4-digit rating will be rounded down to create your 2-digit rating. That 2-digit rating is what's used to enter into sanctioned tournament events. If you have a 3.5 2-digit rating, you can enter into 3.5 events, and in most tournaments, you could play up to a 4.0 event if you wanted as well. You would not be able to enter in to a 3.0 or lower event. Your 4-digit ratings are calculated on a weekly basis. It will use any matches that you played the previous week, but don't worry if you didn't play because then your rating won't change. The 4-digit ratings are used for seeding into sanctioned tournaments. When can I see my newest UTPR ratings? New ratings are posted to the usapa.org and to pickleballtournaments.com on Friday mornings. Note that occasionally a tournament doesn't get included in the week following completion because there was an issue with the data. Possibly the tournament director didn't submit the US APA declaration, or other issues were found with the reporting of results. Typically, those tournaments would show up in the following week's calculations. Why can't I see everyone's 4-digit rating? You can see everyone's 2-digit rating, but 4-digit ratings are not shown to discourage manipulation. We do encourage you to simply go out and enjoy each match you play, not worrying about what impact it might have on your individual ratings. What's the difference between a UTPR and a skill level? On pickleballtournaments.com, when you log into your profile, you'll see both. The UTPR, as we've discussed, is the ratings that's calculated based on your play, and it's an objective rating. It's used for registering into sanctioned tournaments and for seedings within those sanctioned tournaments. The skill rating, on the other hand, is a rating that you put in as your best guess, your honest guess at what your skill level is. There's a skill level description available on usapa.org to help you determine what it is. Your skill rating will be used to determine what level of event you can register for in non-sanctioned tournaments. Does the final score play a role in UTPR calculations? The final score does not play a role, as we're trying to avoid the pressure of having players play harder or easier to impact the score and thus their ratings. Why did my ratings go down even though I won a medal in the bracket I played in? Well, winning a medal is not a guarantee that your ratings will go up. Remember, over the course of a bracket, you will play multiple events, and you'll go up or down in those events. How much you go up or down is determined by how competitive the match is, how close your team's average is to the other team. So let's assume in 5 matches, you won 4 of them, but they were against teams that you were expected to win handily. So maybe your ratings in 3 of those matches went up by 0.01, and in the 4th match you went up by 0.02. Add those wins up, and it's 0.05 that you went up. But the match you lost was to a team that you were expected to beat, and they upset you. They earn more points in that case, and you get a larger deduction. So in your loss, you may have lost 0.07 points. You lost 0.07, you gained over the 4 0.05 for a net loss of 0.02 points. So while medals are not a guarantee, they generally are an indicator that you did well and that your rating will go up. But they're not an absolute guarantee. When are UTPRs used for seeding tournaments? UTPRs are used to seed sanctioned tournaments. This provides the most accurate and fair method for seeding brackets within an individual tournament. Note that tournament directors do have the ability to edit the seeding in any individual bracket based on the particular circumstances. Are all tournaments included in UTPR calculations? No, not all tournaments are included in the calculations. Tournament directors must agree to follow all IFP USAPA tournament rules. If they don't agree, the results from that tournament will not be included in the results. Occasionally, tournaments are found to have minor issues with their results, and the USAPA works with the tournament director to correct those before the results are allowed into the calculations. Tournaments that are run on software other than pickleballtournaments.com can upload their results to the ratings calculations. Again, these tournament directors must agree that the tournaments followed the IFP USAPA tournament rules. I've only played in 3 tournament matches. How accurate are my results? Statistics tell us that the more data we have, the better. We would like to see 10 to 15 matches in your gender doubles, in your mixed doubles, and in your singles events to be able to have the most accurate results. Your initial rating is important to making sure that your results are accurate. If you find that your initial results are not accurate or representative of your skill, you do have the ability to file an appeal with the USAPA. You can send an email to ratingsadmin@usapa.org explaining your situation. Can I appeal my UTPRs? Yes, you can appeal your UTPRs. Simply send an email to ratingsadmin@usapa.org with a description of why you think your rating is significantly off. The USAPA will review any issues and look at your play history to determine the outcome of the appeal. Do the UTPRs take into account age or geography? No, currently the UTPRs do not take into account age or geography when calculating your ratings. How are gold medal matches handled when the winner from the consolation bracket comes up and wins the first match and forces a second deciding match? In this case, both matches will be considered for ratings purposes. The winners and the losers of each match will see their points go up or down. Are rankings and ratings the same thing? No, not really. Ratings define your skill levels. The UTPRs define your skill level based on your tournament play. Match by match, your ratings go up or down and reflect how you're playing. Rankings, on the other hand, are oftentimes done on a point basis, and points are awarded for medaling in tournaments. Larger tournaments give you more points. Smaller tournaments maybe fewer. It also takes into account frequency of play and recency of play to determine a player's ranking. So thanks for watching this video on frequently asked questions about the UTPRs. You can find more information on the usapa.org site.